Slow Horses is one of the best Apple TV Plus shows that almost everyone, including me, missed. It has great reviews and it's about to release its 5th season, yet it's nowhere near as popular as Ted Lasso or Severance, or a bunch of other Apple shows, which made me wonder, should more people be watching Slow Horses, or is it less popular for a reason? So today, my business associates and I are watching season 1 to find out. I'll discuss episode 1 and then I'll give you my spoiler-free review of the full season. But I'll only recommend this show if it has one scene that can leave Sir Alex speechless. So let's find out if you should binge or skip Slow Horses. First, what is Slow Horses? It's a quick-witted spy drama that follows a dysfunctional team of MI5 agents and their obnoxious boss, Jackson Lamb, played by Gary Oldman, as they navigate the espionage world's smoke and mirrors to defend England from sinister forces. It's based on a series of novels by British author Mick Herron. This show is a quick watch. Each season has 6 episodes that are around 50 minutes each, so 5 hours total per season. Which means, if you neglect every other responsibility in your life, you can catch up to season 5 in less than 1 day. Now, I don't usually watch spy dramas, but my expectations for this were high, because it had good reviews, and after Ted Lasso and Severance, the Apple TV Plus shows most recommended to me were Silo and Slow Horses. But would the first episode be able to hook me? Let's find out. Episode 1 opens at a London airport during a live MI5 operation. One of the main characters, an MI5 agent named River Cartwright, must find and apprehend a suspected terrorist before they set off a bomb. He's told his target is an Asian male in their 20s with a backpack, blue shirt, and white tee. River finds and apprehends the suspect, so it's a mission accomplished. But there's no bomb, because there's been a mistake. The agent feeding River intel gave him the wrong description. The suspect actually had a white shirt and blue tee, but River was told the opposite. River is unfairly thrown under the bus, and people think it's his fault. So the head of the operation tells River to stand down while the rest of the team goes after the right suspect. But River doesn't listen. He goes rogue to try to save the day. He steals an airport vehicle, goes Cobra Kai on a police officer,
no mercy,
and chases down the suspect in a train station. But his efforts are in vain, because the suspect sets off the bomb right in front of a full train.
Yeah, and kaboom!
Then the show cuts to the opening credits. I thought this was a really good opening scene. You get the super intense action-packed chase scene, which had me on the edge of my seat. And then a crazy cliffhanger, all within the first 9 minutes. It made me excited to watch the rest of episode 1 because I had no idea what was going to happen next. Other than River was definitely getting sacked in the morning. Next, we learned River's mistake was a pretty big deal. It resulted in 149 dead, 212 injured, 3 million in damages, and $500 million in lost revenue. But not actually, because the whole live MI5 operation was just a training scenario. It wasn't real, but River was still getting sacked in the morning though. But luckily, River isn't fired because he's a Nepo baby. He has a grandpa who used to be high up in MI5 who pulls some strings so River keeps his job. Kinda. Because River is relegated to an MI5 London satellite office called Slow House, which is basically a career graveyard for MI5 agents who have made mistakes and disgraced themselves, like River. The agents here are given the nickname Slow Horses due to their incompetence.
There it is! There it is!
So now, River, who once had a promising career, has been reduced to sorting through garbage. I'll explain why in a minute. But first, we meet River's new obnoxious boss, Jackson Lamb. Right away, you can tell Jackson Lamb is a total mess. The first time we see him, he's sleeping on his couch in the office, and he farts so loudly, he wakes himself up. Also, we can see he's a big drinker, smoker, a slob, and he's not exactly boss of the year.
The last time you were given any sort of responsibility, A load of innocent people got blown to bits.
And there it is.
Everyone at Slow House has made some sort of mistake to land them there. So now that we met the team, we're introduced to the two main plots of the season. First, the Slow House agents have been tasked with doing surveillance on a disgraced right-wing journalist in London. So Jack is told to dig through their trash to look for anything suspicious. Jack doesn't understand why MI5 wants to look into this journalist, but we won't know why until later in the season. The second and even bigger plot point is a hostage situation. A Muslim student at a local university is kidnapped by a right-wing nationalist group, and the kidnappers say tomorrow at sunrise they are going to cut off his head. Everyone at Slow House is watching the breaking news together at the office. So Lamb tells them to get back to work because it isn't their problem. But River has already left the office and is on a mission to do something about it. So what are my thoughts on episode 1? First, the good. The highlight was definitely the opening scene. It was awesome. It kicked off the show on such a high note, and it made me want to watch the rest of the episode. However, it did not leave Sir Alex speechless. That wouldn't happen until the final episode. Also, the writing was sharp and witty. Gary Oldman's character was really funny, and seeing spies do spy stuff was cool. Next, the bad. Despite the awesome first scene, the first episode did not hook me. If I only saw this episode and nothing else, I probably would have stopped watching the season. But knowing that the rest of the season gets even better, and so do the future seasons, that probably would have convinced me to keep watching. But maybe episode 1 hooked you. After all, there were a lot of open questions to look forward to. Like, would MI5 save the kidnapped student in time? Will Jack and all the slow horses redeem themselves for their past mistakes? And why were each of the slow horses sent to Slow House in the first place? Other than Jack, we didn't know what big mistake everyone else made, including their boss, Jackson Lamb. And there were a bunch of other questions too. So now I'll give you my spoiler-free review for the rest of season 1. But first, I have to get a sweet treat, which is the perfect segue into the sponsor of today's video, No One. When No One reached out to me and said they wanted to sponsor today's video, I wasn't surprised because I only have 600 subscribers. But luckily for me, I found some money under my couch, so I was able to buy some Joyride. It's really good. And I also got some treats for Sir Alex because it was recently his birthday. Please spam the comments with "Happy birthday, Alex." He would love that. Now, here's my spoiler-free review for Slow Horses Season 1. In terms of the story, it starts off slow with episodes 1 and 2, but stick with it because it picks up in episode 3. That's when I got hooked. After episode 3, each episode was exciting and kept getting better, which you can see in the episode ratings trend. I ended up binging the full season in one day. When it comes to the characters, there's no question who my MVP is. Jackson Lamb, played by Gary Oldman. All the reviews I read online agreed. Gary Oldman carries the show with his performance. It also helped that Jackson Lamb is just a really entertaining character because he's obnoxious and a slob, yet at the same time, he's hilarious and surprisingly amazing at his job. My favorite running joke with Jackson Lamb is that he's always letting one rip in front of everyone.
Oh, better out than in.
But the rest of the cast was great too. Each member of the Slow Horses was funny in their own way, and it was really fun to watch them work together. It was also interesting to learn how each of them ended up in Slow House. The ending for season 1 was very strong. All the plot points were wrapped up nicely, and it stuck the landing. But there were still plenty of loose ends that made me want to keep watching season 2. The biggest of which was the final scene in the last episode. The show drops a huge reveal on you, which answers a question that was teased all season. This was the scene that actually left Sir Alex speechless. Just look at him. He's at a complete loss for words. And so was I. It made me want to watch season 2 right after. So, should you binge or skip Slow Horses? I thought season 1 was good, not great. However, I still wanted to keep watching, and it did have a scene that left Sir Alex speechless. So I would say binge, with an asterisk. If you have Apple TV Plus, I definitely recommend watching Ted Lasso and Severance first, because I think those are hands down Apple's best shows, and all the data supports that too. But after that, give Slow Horses a try, especially if you like the books, witty dialogue, or dry British humor, or spy dramas and thrillers like The Recruit, The Night Agent, Jack Ryan, or any of these. But if you're looking for a show that doesn't require your full attention, Slow Horses probably isn't for you. And for my official TV Guide rating, I'm giving season 1 of Slow Horses a 7 out of 10.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Which makes it the highest rated show I have ever reviewed in this format. It's also the only show I've reviewed. For now. Like always, we'll end the video with a shout out to some of my favorite subscriber comments from last video. Thank you guys so much for watching. So subscribe for the chance to see your comment featured next time. And if you're still watching, go watch another one of my videos. YouTube thinks you like the video on the screen right now.